Olá and welcome to Daily Portuguese.
This is podcast about Portuguese language and Portuguese culture. Season A1, episode 32. Articles.
Hello, everyone.
Boa tarde.
If you say so. Well, okay, good afternoon.
It's not that I say so. Good ethics say so. Well, this is at least a language that we can be more precise, not like your mother tongue, that it's a bit all over the place.
No, it's like you have a day and you have night. Easy.
Okay, we start. Today, we are talking about
Articles.
articles. So, and let me say it in Portuguese, and then I'll explain. Because people know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They don't know what I'm talking about. They know, like, I've seen those lost letters in the middle of a sentence, which is determinantes, artigo, definido e indefinido. So it's defined and undefined articles. Because I think English has similar.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
so undefined, it's uma. And defined is ua. And I know that you're going to Google this, but look at this. You say, I bought a car.
Yeah.
And then you say, if you talk, oh, the car is black. So this, I bought a car, and then you change this to the.
Yeah.
So I bought a car would be like, I'm trying to find similarities. That would be the undefined. And then when you talk about the car, you say the. And the same, we say, comprei carro. One, I bought a car, but we say, I bought one car. And o carro é preto. So the car is black. So we change it after.
Yeah.
So this is where it comes from. We have two kinds of nouns in Portuguese. The common nouns we call nomes comuns, and those are the nouns we use for all the objects, the wall, the table, the microphone, the lamp, whatever. And then we have nomes próprios, proper name, exactly, like people, like Maria, João, and so on. And we always put ua when we talk about something or someone. Okay, so if you say a Maria é baixa. Maria is short, small, short. If I say Maria é baixa, it is just weird. Well, it's not like, and it's for people that are starting the language. It's not like, we're not going to say, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. We do understand. So the thing is that there's a difference between speaking Portuguese and speaking good Portuguese.
Yeah.
And this is the detail that makes it a good Portuguese. So, going back to this. So, uma is when you're talking about something and you always have to think, even if they are undefined, they have gender.
Indefinite.
Yeah.
Indefinite?
Indefinite? Okay. So, if there's no definition, we still put a gender on it. We don't put a gender. It is the gender that they have. So, everything has a gender, male or female.
Yeah, you don't have
It.
it.
No,
Yeah,
we don't.
You just have...
We have male or female, which can be very confusing for some people. But yeah, we only have two genders, which is like everything, like a mesa, a parede, so feminine, microfone, o telemóvel, masculine.
Yeah.
Okay.
There is only one kind of exception to the rule, which is cities and countries, no?
Yes, but we usually, for example, Portugal, it's neutral.
Yeah.
So when we
It
say,
doesn't mean anything.
if you say that Portugal is a great country, we don't say u or a, we just say Portugal é grande país.
You
And
don't use Portugal.
no, no.
Like...
No.
Or
And if I
anything
say
else.
I'm from Portugal, so de Portugal, it's not do or da, it's de. Okay? So, moving back. So we
Yeah,
have,
but wait. So only for the countries and cities that have no meaning in Portuguese, you
Yes.
don't use the articles.
okay, going back to that. Yes, for example, I'm from Porto, but Porto, the word Porto means harbor. So the city actually has a meaning, the name of the city. So de Portugal, but so do Porto, because Porto means something.
Yeah, like Lisbon has no meaning.
Lisbon, don't say that, people will be offended.
mean,
but yes, you're right. It has no meaning compared to Porto. But
I made a mistake. I'm really sorry for
I know. Well, people will
Lisboetas?
Lisboeta, alfacinhas. We
Is
call
that offensive?
No, they called us tripeiros because
really?
we eat
Because you like
tripas à moda de Porto,
yes.
and they we.
I don't recommend. Don't go there.
If you don't like,
don't make that to yourself.
Yeah, if you don't like good food, you can avoid this.
Unless you want tripa de chocolate.
No, tripa à moda de Porto. It's a great food actually, and they call us tripeiros, and we call them alfacinhas, which means little leches. Alface is leches, so little leches.
Okay.
So
yeah, so Lisbon has no.
the name of Lisbon doesn't have any meaning. Like
doesn't have,
it's not a thing.
Sex.
It doesn't have. Well, I don't know if they have
Gender.
sex, but maybe they do. But it doesn't have gender. It's not or u.
Yes, and a lot of names, a lot of things, a lot of cities in Portugal have meaning. Like Açores, it's
bird.
what's the translation?
It's a bird.
Yeah.
Madeira.
Madeira, it's wood.
Wood. Yes.
And actually, I think all of the islands have meaning, no?
Yeah, and you can see that they don't give a
There's-
shit. They give a shit. No, zero shits given to that one. It's like, oh, San Miguel, Santa Maria, the third one. It's like, o Pico, because it has the highest point, and this is like, yeah,
Well,
that's
I
the third one.
there was nothing to, so distinctive, and they just called it the third one.
It's like, imagine you have
The third
four kids or 3 kids, and it's like, oh, here's João, there's Maria, third kid.
Yeah.
And it's like,
That's why we don't
zero
have the
effort.
third
Yeah,
one.
so yeah, because of
But yeah, a lot of cities or villages have name.
a lot of them, and some of them have very funny names.
Yeah.
My
That is
family
true.
comes from Lixa.
Yeah.
You know what is Lixa?
No.
Lixa is the sandpaper that's used to.
Really?
Yes, that's a Lixa. I don't know if the name comes from that, but Lixa is the name that we use nowadays for the.
Because lixo, it's garbage. I
Lixo
thought
is
it's
garbage.
somewhere there. But we have a lot of those words actually.
Yeah,
that
we
are
have.
really close.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But okay, maybe next time.
Yeah.
But also, I wanted to say that most of the last names also have meaning in Portugal, since we are, talking
Yeah,
about
of course.
that. Like, we have 3 last names, and each of them has a meaning.
Yes.
And can you actually think of any last name, surname that has no meaning? Like, think about your friends or family. Like,
Well, even if they don't have a concrete. Like, everything means something.
yeah.
And I'm trying to think of someone that has a last name that is meaningless. But most of people have, for sure there are some last names, but I'm not going
You
to.
just like to give meaning to things.
Yeah, like, oh, Senhor Pereira. The Mr. Senhor Pereira, the Mr. Per tree. Or o Senhor Silva, the Mr. Bushes. Not Silva is the, how call these bushes that have needles, where some
Yes.
red berries grow from?
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So those silvers.
Like coelho,
Coelho.
rabbit.
Or I don't know, like every Senhor Branco, Mr. White.
Magalhães.
I was thinking about that because I have my cousin is Magalhães. I don't
Only
know.
your cousin. Okay.
No, I was thinking about him, but with that name. But I don't know. I don't know where it comes from. But for sure, there's some from. Actually, if we are going to talk about, I think it's called etymology. So which is where the words come from. So usually, sometimes we have words that are compelled. Few words is like scratch them. It's like it's on. So we have adeus, which comes from with God,
Yeah.
and we say as goodbye. Not it doesn't have the meaning nowadays to go with God
Yeah.
because we say vai com Deus. But this adeus, the most horrifying word I know. It's cadaver. Cadaver. It's dead body. And
Avada Kedavra!
wait a second. And
Abracadabra! Wow!
and cadaver comes from the compilation of carne dada aos vermes. Meat given to the worms.
Whoa!
So yeah, we have few words like that. We can make an episode about that. Not today. We are going off topic.
Yes.
Completely. And it's like
But very interesting.
we're just we go from us, it's like Harry Potter. Yeah, let's talk about that.
Because, okay, like, what can you talk about articles?
Nothing more.
You know, it's nothing like,
No,
okay,
it's just-
here you have 4 of them. You have feminine, masculine, single, plural, and voila, you have a language. And if you don't use them, it means that you didn't, that you should change a language school because they didn't teach you.
No, not that.
Teach you
It's just
properly.
you have to think. You have to think that a lot of languages don't have this. And a lot of people
Yeah.
like, why you ask quero café? I want one coffee.
Yeah.
I always joke like maybe
Actually,
you
I
want
think
2
it's-
or 3.
I think it's not about one coffee because that's the thing. In Portugal is a word, let's call it, that has
A number.
No, what I mean is that it's a word that is used that like has 2 functions
Yes.
in a language.
Yeah.
One is article and the other one is number.
Yeah. Yes.
And it actually has plural.
Yes,
Which
so
is
it-
the funniest.
So our number 1, we have uns, uma, umas. And it means a few. If you say comprei umas bananas, I bought a few bananas. Comprei uns jogos, I bought few games.
Yeah.
So that's how we use it. So this is not like it is. I'm not going to say like, oh, this is the most important thing you'll listen about Portuguese. It is not.
Actually, I would say that for you, Portuguese, it's so
Natural.
natural, but like you wouldn't even think about the importance of talking about it
It is-
because this is the thing where you don't notice when it's there, but for sure you notice when it's
And you
there.
know what? It's one of those things
It
that we
makes a
have in our
difference.
language that if you ask someone that doesn't teach, they don't know why we have it.
Yeah.
So and they are like, so why you say café, quero bolo?
Yeah.
Why you can just say quero café, quero bolo means I want a coffee, I want a cake. And people they don't know, but it's there, and we need this there. Without this, it just sounds weird. And I'm not saying that this is the most important thing you ever learn in our podcast, but it's something that makes it a difference between a good and a bad Portuguese. Like the if you listen to someone, and during the classes, I kind of like I feel like the parent that is stuffing food to kids and they just don't want. The people talking is like, oh, meu amigo is like, oh, and
But you always use it, yes?
We
Like
always use it.
whenever you talk about noun, let's call
yes,
it,
yes.
you
Or the-
always use it.
or when we talked
or
a few-
indefinite or definite.
Or when we talked before about possessives,
Yeah,
it's always o meu, a minha, o teu, a tua, o seu, a sua.
yeah. And that's the difference between English and Portuguese when it comes to articles. That you always use it, even if you use it with possessives.
Yeah.
Because in English you don't.
Yes,
You just
yes.
lose it on the way.
So that's it for today.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you want to talk about something
No, I
else.
felt like we were. We wanted to mention something else.
Because we talked about false friends. But it's not for today.
Okay.
Because we'll make about the false friends.
Yes, but how we.
How we got there?
Yeah.
I have no idea. I have no idea. Maybe we'll have to go and look what we recorded before to see how we get there. So yeah. Maria, talk about classes and stuff to people.
Oh, you're very welcome to have class with Dulcidio if you want.
Or someone else.
I recommend.
Doesn't have to be me.
Okay, yes. Just go learn Portuguese, come on.
Yeah.
How long you've been in this country?
Or in your own country without knowing.
Well, you actually have students that never even went to Portugal and they are learning Portuguese.
Quite a few.
Quite a few, yeah.
Quite
That's
a
true.
like when we start classes, I always ask because I'm curious. You know, if you see someone, if you go to, I don't know. Let me say, if you go to England, and you say, "Oh, you're Polish," like, "Oh, I speak Polish." It's like, "Oh, are you Polish?" No. Have you been to Poland? No. It's like, how the heck do you know Polish? I'm just interested in languages. It is the least common that I have. Like, oh, I just, I want to learn for fun. But I have few people that was like, oh, have you been to Portugal? No, maybe I'm going next summer. I was like, oh, cool. Wasn't expecting that. But it is one of those
Well,
situations.
I kind of understand, like people are planning their retirement in Portugal. A lot of people want to move to Portugal because they think it's such a great choice.
It is for retirement.
Such a great country to live.
No, for retirement is amazing.
Yeah, for retirement.
Yes,
But
if
we
you
know
retire,
quite a few people that moved to Portugal and went back to their
no,
own countries.
yeah, because I think people are always looking for an improvement, and this is what like is this joke that everything looks better when you're on vacation.
Yeah.
So
Especially in Portugal. Everyone's so
everywhere.
relaxed. There is
Yeah,
sun and wine and music and everyone's laughing.
yeah, and then you have to have your daily life, and it's like, oh, these people are way too relaxed when they should be working. It happens.
Kind of, yes.
No, but it's a thing that happens in a lot of other countries.
Yeah.
So
But I miss Portugal. Actually, I'm counting down.
yeah, we'll be there
We
soon.
already marked in the calendar.
So see you on the next episode.
See you. Bye.